Everyone thinks a 15-year-old laptop belongs in the recycling bin, but I've been using this 2011 MacBook Air, I actually call it Labubu, as my daily driver in 2026. I got it for free. Someone was going to throw it out. And after about an hour of bench time, it's doing things people think they need a $2,000 Pro for. So today, what we're going to do is swap out the battery because this 15-year-old battery isn't holding a charge like it should anymore. And that's understandable. So I got the case off, just a few little screws. But you can see inside, it's pretty gross, pretty dusty. Just take a good look around, make sure everything is functioning. Fan is spinning. I have heard the fan spinning when I've been running this thing, so I know that works. But the first thing I'm going to do is just give everything a little bit of a dusting, blow some of that excess dust out of the case. And there's just a few screws that hold this battery in. This is actually kind of nice to work on. I wish these older MacBook Airs, though, had a few more parts that we could interchange and upgrade, like the RAM and the hard drive. It's not impossible with these things, but it definitely is not easy because everything is soldered onto the board. But the battery is one thing we can change fairly easily, so that's what we're going to do. And just using my iFixit driver, and grab the right bit here. And then we can get to work on those screws. There's only 5 of them holding in this battery, and then as well as the ribbon cable, which I unplugged earlier. And once the screws are out, the battery just slips right out. Pretty nice. But there it is. You can see it's got the 4 big cells on it. It's kind of dirty, but it hadn't swollen at all, which is good to see. I had been using this laptop for a little while. Currently running Lubuntu. That's where I got the name Labubu. That's a Linux system. That was one of the only ways that I think I could get this thing functioning. It only has 4 gigs of RAM. So using Linux and Lubuntu, I was able to set up some ZRAM, set a swappiness to 150. So it's using some of the hard drive space as sort of virtual RAM, I guess you could say. But there's the CPU. I took the Oh goodness. I took the heatsink off of it. And I believe nobody's touched this thermal grease since the factory. I think it was pretty dry, pretty caked on there, but it came off pretty easily with just a little bit of isopropyl and a Q-tip. Now this heatsink, when I took it off, I think I actually broke the arm, but it just snapped right off. So might have to deal with that in the future, but for now it's okay. You can see this thermal paste just comes off in clumps. It is so dry on there. Be nice to get a fresh little dollop on here. I hadn't been noticing any overheating or anything since I'd been using it, but still it's nice to get some fresh thermal paste on an old CPU. So here we go. I got a little bit on there. I think I actually put a little bit too much on this tiny little processor, but that's okay. But yeah, there's that heat sink. It wasn't quite fitting back into place the way it came off. I don't think it should matter too much because it's still right in front of the fan, so any heat coming off the processor will just blow right off. And I have been using this laptop a little bit more since I did this repair, and everything seems to be going good so far. Get those screws back in on the heatsink and line up the rubber sort of back in front of the fan. So here's our new battery. You caught a glimpse of it there. This is the new one. It's not a official Apple battery. It's a third party, but I think it has been working pretty good. The cells are a little bit bigger on this one, so they hold a little bit more of a charge, which is nice. But it goes back together the same way, just the ribbon cable, which I put in the ribbon cable first before I actually seated the battery, just in case it would interfere with how the battery went back in, but it went in okay. Nice hair, dude. Yeah, 5 screws. I was just having a look, I think, at how things were sitting. So you don't have a lot of room in this aluminum case for the MacBook Airs. So getting this thing to run. So I've been using this around the shop, checking emails, transferring photos from repairs, even handling accounting and my eBay listings. And it's been a workhorse for basic business tasks. And I think it proves that for 90% of what we do every day, we don't really need bleeding edge hardware. We just need optimized hardware. And that's what Second Wind is all about. Keeping e-waste out of landfills, putting capable tech in the hands of students or small business owners who don't want to go into debt for a silver logo. Labubu isn't a toy, it's a statement.